Thinking about buying or selling a home in Des Moines, Iowa? Wait until you hear this information. Hi, my name is Pete Jones. I'm a realtor here in Des Moines, Iowa, and I have some interesting information for you. As you can see here, in February 5th article by the Des Moines Register showed that home prices have increased for the first time in 3 years, which is certainly a yay, 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 that's great. But they increased by 0.4%, which is sort of it's not a very drastic number. It's a small number. 3 or 4% would have been fantastic, but 0.4% is positive and interesting. If you look at in 2024 the sale to list ratio, meaning the original price that the home went on the market for compared to what the price sold for, within the first 14 days that a home went on the market in 2024, there was, I think, 5,542 homes. 99.3% of them sold for the initial sales price, which was interesting to me. If the initial price was accurate and it sold quickly, those were good numbers. If it wasn't accurate, it took a little bit more time to sell. If you're talking about 15 to 90 days, there were 3,800 homes in that 15 to 90 day threshold, and the number of homes that sold at the initial price was 93.8%. So it went from 99.3, 0 to 14, to 93.8% in the 15 to 90. So if the home sat a little bit longer in 2024, price went down most of the time. Interesting numbers, and then there's obviously further information from there. But let's talk about 2025 and specifically this last 7 days. All right, 299 new homes on the market in the last 7 days, which, as I've been doing this year, there's only been 1 week this year that have had more homes hit the market within the 7-day window, and that was 323, I believe. So 300 is a good number. Shows a lot of activity. Price decrease of 251 is indicative of what we saw last week. On average, about 10% of the homes that do hit the market this year are coming down in price, which is an interesting number. We know that under 600,000, there's currently not a lot of inventory on homes, and under 400,000 right now is really the hot ticket. That's people looking for first-time home buyer type homes, and we know that 66% of the homes currently listed are in that $400,000 and less threshold, and that 88% of the current homes this year that have sold have been in that under $400,000 threshold. So there's a lot of activity there, but inventory is not the greatest at this point in those price points. Anything above 600,000, there's certainly activity, but it's taking longer to sell those homes, just with the way the market is right now. Looking at today, the last 24 hours, there's been 48 homes on the market, which, as cold as it is, it's a good number. And 24 have come down that have been on the market previous to the last 24 hours, which is interesting. I don't really talk rates much in this, but rates are obviously something we deal with. They haven't changed much, which is why I haven't talked about them. We're looking at 6 to 7%, depending upon a lot of variables, and those are on a case-by-case basis. But sounds like there may be some benefits coming from the government and the administration in the near future that will potentially lower that. We're like 26 days away from the spring market from a real estate perspective, so be interesting to see if those come down in that 26-day window, or if we're just going to hit the market in spring with this 6 to 7% interest rate perspective. I mean, those rates are becoming a reality. People are accepting them, and it is what it is from that perspective. We're not going to see 3% anytime soon, if ever. And I think back to my father-in-law said when he bought his home 40 years ago, it was 13% interest rate. So 6 and 7 is not that bad, and I think people are starting to really accept it. So even though the weather is going to be cold this weekend, there'll be a lot of activity, a lot of open houses. If you're interested, get out and check them out, and if not, reach out to an agent. Have that conversation about what 26 days from the spring market means to what you're looking to do for your home or your buying or selling needs, and I look forward to talking to you next week.